Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 4:15 p.m., coming to you from Fort Lauderdale with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. The state of the market, we're in an uptrend. Market leaders with the bullish uptrend green arrow. Not much has changed since the weekend video and yesterday. Short term, S&P and NASDAQ, nothing to complain about above the 21, 8, and 50. So we have that short-term 21 EMA with the bullish uptrend. Mid caps and small caps continue to base, but are below the key moving averages, which is why we have them at yellow and red for short and medium term. S&P and QQQ, same thing, bullish uptrend for the intermediate term above the 50-day moving average. And all indexes, all major indexes are above the 200-day simple moving average, with the long-term uptrend being up. And we say this every video, as long as we're above the 200-day moving average, the long-term trend is up and there's not too much to worry about. So what happened today? We had an all-time high close in the S&P 500 and extreme big tech strength once again. And I'll definitely go over all those charts. Our 21 over 21 list was down 26 basis points, 8 names up, 2 flat, 11 down. And that kind of paints the picture that breadth is still kind of mediocre with big tech leading the indexes. And next, Big 8 up a big 1.86%. RG8 up 43 basis points. S&P up 0.62% with the equal weighted RSP up 0.45%. QQQ up 1.05% and the equal weighted up 0.85%. The Dow up 0.47%. Midcaps up 0.4%. Russell up 0.33%. The global 60/40 bond and equities portfolio minus 0.11%. And then GROW today was up about 0.2%. So let's jump right into the charts that starting off with the S&P 500. Can't really complain about anything here with a close at all-time highs and above that whole number Livermore 5,500 level. Although it is on lower than average volume, price is first, as always. Qs, same thing. All-time high daily close. All-time daily close and actually all-time high prices. So can't complain about that either. Trending above the 8 EMA after reclaiming it. The Dow still forming this base. We need a really clear 40,000, which is huge psychological support. But as you can see, we have 1 contraction, 2 contractions, and 3. So getting above this level here could send prices flying. Mid caps leaking off a little bit here. Relative strength line, as we've been saying, continues downward. Still below all the key moving averages, but they're pretty much within 1% of each other. So whenever we do decide to pick a direction, I expect it to be quite explosive. Russell, small cap, same thing. This is a little bit stronger above some key moving averages, but still just chopping between them. Again, these moving averages are so tight in this range. So whenever we choose a direction, it should be quite explosive. And we are in a huge weekly base. If we clear this 2135 level, that will be extremely positive for the markets. VIX, we're pretty much closed right at 12 handle, almost new lower lows, which is amazing. And this provides an environment for a smooth uptrend. Dollar, this index is glitched right now, so I can't really show that. Gold still in this box pattern that I've been talking about, and now Market Smith actually has their pattern recognition saying it's a flat base. We're getting really tight here, so we break this downtrend line, we probably test 220 in the upper range of this base, and we break that 225. Probably we'll see much higher gold prices. GDX, the gold miners, also flagging right here, building a shelf here, taking out this 35 level, probably retest this 37.47. Silver, we actually took a starter today, just breaking back above the 8 and 21. Easy place to risk off with the 50-day below and this level right here. Bitcoin. This doesn't paint as great of a picture as the actual Bitcoin chart, but uh, on the actual Bitcoin spot price, we undercut and reclaimed the 60-day. We also held the 20-week, held the 30-week, and we're just kind of still chopping in this huge range. Bitcoin above 72K, and that's the key level we're watching out for. Bonds. I'll talk about bonds real quick, and we've seen an interesting phenomenon that has started last Friday. So the long end of the curve sold off a lot more than the short end. So what does that mean? The long rates have risen a lot, and the short rates haven't done that much. And what that kind of tells us is, so the yield curve is uninverting and is steepening, but this might signal that bond traders, bond investors in the bond market don't believe that inflation is tamed just yet. TLT, same thing, like the BND index selling off with long rates heading higher. And here we'll show that the 30-year and then the 10-year rates. Pretty nice move up here. We definitely don't want to break this and see even higher yields. That would not be the best for the markets. But so far, equities are ignoring that. Interest rates don't have too much of an effect, especially on these mega caps, the Mag 7 that just generate so much cash flow, have extraordinary high growth rates for their market caps and their size. It's honestly quite amazing how these companies are able to do that. So onto the tail of the tape. Markets stay again uptrend. News today, another mega cap, Tesla, beat expectations on their deliveries, and we just had enormous up move today, above the 200-day now, and we actually reclaimed the all-time high anchor VWAP. Tomorrow, just remember, we have an early close for the July 4th holiday, which is Thursday, so markets are closed that day. And then Friday, we come back with a huge jobs report with unemployment rate and non-farm payrolls. Day count, we went from 10 days of consolidation to now I'm going to label as day one up. You can't really say it's a consolidation anymore if we're closed at all-time highs. 2 days above the 8 EMA now, 22 days above the 21 EMA. Expectations are still positive. Sectors. So bond prices were up with the yields down today. Some strong sectors, consumer discretionary, financials, communications, crypto miners are extremely strong, oil, regional banks, China, and semiconductors. The dollar was red today, energy, home builders, ITB as well, solar, and biotech were some sectors down today. What we did in the portfolio, we sold LabVIEW and we bought SLV. So that brought our RVAB down to 1.34. And the bottom line is that the S&P 500 closed an all-time high, as well as the NASDAQ, and big tech strength continues. So we got to definitely go over the Mag 7. So let's start with NVIDIA. We undercut and reclaimed the 21 yesterday, and we have a very tight inside day above the 21. So this is still flagging. And as you can see, volume has dried up. So that is extremely constructive. Tells me that at least no one is selling, and perhaps people are starting to accumulate NVIDIA again. Apple, new all-time high today. Just extraordinary strength. Microsoft, same thing. Google, almost another all-time high as well. Meta, after shaking out the 21 and reclaiming, we're back above 500. And we did trim 50%, but we have no problem adding it back. And that is the key. We always want to be incremental in our approach in buying and selling. So we're not always right and wrong all the time. And trading is not an all or nothing game. Amazon, also another all-time high. And then Tesla, extreme power out of this base right here above the 200-day. It literally sliced through the 200 like it's not even there. And on the deliveries numbers, closed high of the day, just extraordinary strength. On the weekly, we had this level, which we broke out of. And now the next one is about this 265 area, which looks like Tesla is going towards now. And I expect probably some resistance there. and to build sideways and create more symmetry in this bottoming base. But it seems like the narrative is shifting back towards that future reality that Elon Musk has envisioned of humanoid robots, robo-taxis, and an energy um, generation and storage company. This is why we love the financial markets and why we focus on price action. Human emotions continuously repeat themselves, and the moment Wall Street started giving up on Tesla, it started getting a lot of downgrades, and people sold it off hard. But the fact was that Elon Musk and Tesla continue to innovate, continue to build out their robotaxi humanoid and AI related um, projects. And that has never changed. The only thing that's changed is people's valuation models and what they think the future looks like. And now it seems like institutions are flooding in once again. And earnings are in 15 days as well. So, I mean, after those 7 charts, it's pretty much extremely difficult to bet against S&P and NASDAQ with these names pretty much taking up most of the index. And shorting here is just asking to be killed. But as always, anything can happen, and we always have our sell rules. Um, so now let's go over the 21 over 21 list. First name I already talked about, Apple, up 1.6% today, new all-time high. Amazon as well, new all-time high. Datadog, just climbing up this right side of the base. We're watching this 140 level or as well as this 133 level. We want to see a nice down drifting pivot to form, and we'll look into building a position here. We have really good earnings and sales and pre-tax margins as well. Meta, reviewed this already, but it's building its right side and looking quite constructive. Spotify as well, building the right side. Pinterest, gapped up, built this handle, broke out, and now we're retesting the highs of the handle. We are below the 21 EMA today, but we've held and we just about reclaimed it. I'll go over some names on the downside. Crowd, we had a downgrade, but held really well and closed at an inside day, pretty much right at the 8 EMA. This is a name that we could potentially add on, but we already have a big 6% position. SRPT on that gap continues to build this flag. APP also forming a really nice flat base or keying in on that 88.5 level. TMDX continues just to struggle around this 150 level, but by no means it's done yet. Might just need a little bit more time to clear out some excess supply before we take out that level. Kava is starting to really form a nice shelf here, and this could potentially be an add-on buy. The only concern is it's still a pretty short base after this IPO base breakout, so the probabilities of failure is probably a bit higher on this one, but you can always take it with a tighter stop. ANF, which we own, nice move out of here and put an inside day on lower volume, so just continue to build out this base. Uber, someone continues to try to sell it off, but it keeps on rallying. So we're going to stick with this for now as it continues to build out this right side of the base. ELF, still watching this one above the 21 EMA. We're still finding more supply under this 222 level seen yesterday with that big reversal on pretty high volume. And then Cohere gapped up here, made it, followed by this flag. It followed through, and now it's putting in another shelf. And then Bros gapped up on earnings, formed this flag, broke out, and now we're just trending nicely. And this really has had a change in character as well. Broke the downtrend line, put in a high, a local high, retested that downtrend line, and we're now making it higher highs with the earnings line accelerating as well. So that looks amazing. And again, this is a shortened week. Tomorrow is a shortened day. And so this will wrap it. And as always, We would like to hear from you. My email is right here, ted@revereasset.com. Twitter is tedhzhang. And you can also reach out to Dan and Don at revereasset.com, as well as Connor at revereasset.com. Our phone is 855 Real Wealth, and that is 855-732-5932. Our website is revereasset.com, and our YouTube is Revere Asset. We named our flagship portfolio GROTECTION. We want to participate when the market is in uptrend like we are in now and protect money in downtrends. We have so many pundits and talking heads talking about breadth is deteriorating, which is true, but the markets and prices are still going higher. So we must remain in that trend. We have also other pundits talking about inflation potentially coming back, or we have potential recession, uncertainty around the political election. So it's all pretty much noise at the end of the day. We're focused on the companies and their price action and the dominant narratives in the market. And finally, if you're interested in becoming a client, please reach out. And with that said, I will wrap up today's video. This is Tuesday, July 2nd. Now it's 4:32 p.m. This is Ted Zhang with Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thank you for listening and have a great day and week.